Hey folks, been a while since I made a video like this, but yesterday I put a tweet out and I thought it was just a really simple crypto plan, nothing too fancy or snazzy, and it's got quite a bit of feedback, so I thought I'd make a little video to put some flesh onto those bones and also just answer some of these questions. Let's start with the first bit. Simple crypto plan. Number one, start accumulating SEC proof coins during this witch hunt period, i.e. Bitcoin. So I've been saying this for months. I mean, if you look at my YouTube channel, literally like 4 months ago, I've been saying that, that little bull market, which, from 15k upwards is just a retail sucker punch. So here's like one video here, and just go through my old videos, why I'm not trading this rally, blah, blah, blah. We've had this SEC regulatory anvil hovering over the whole market for a long time now. And it's just taking a little bit longer to play out than I thought. So obviously any crypto that passes the Howey test, as in that is deemed a security, is going to most likely get penalized. So they'll probably get a big slap on the wrist, fines to be paid, and then they're going to have to restructure their business to be compliant and have an internal compliance officer, all that sort of malarkey. So a lot of smaller crypto are just going to die. They just won't have the war chest to withstand that. So the big blue chip ones will be fine, most likely, but why take the risk? Any coin which the SEC puts their spotlight on is most likely going to have a bit of a tumble. So yeah, SEC proof coins, in my opinion, are things which are, fair launch, no pre-mine, no pre-sale, no team, no centralized team. So things which have been released into the world, like Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin is the only one that's been that the SEC have said is not a security and it's a commodity. I mean, obviously they can change their mind, but yeah. So really, just Bitcoin. There's one called Caspa, so Kaspa. That has no pre-mine, no pre-sale, no VCs, fair launch, all that sort of stuff. Proof of work, So I mean, that, in my opinion, is as good as SEC proof as it can be. But if you don't want to take any risks, just go Bitcoin. Number two, as economic pandemonium sets in, either by war, banking crisis, debt crisis, alts crumbling, whatever, it really doesn't matter, Bitcoin should start disconnecting from normal correlations. So Bitcoin has about an 80 to 90% correlation with the US main market, so the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P 500, etc. It's pretty much in lockstep. It may lag a few days every now and then, but we've started to see fruits of little disconnects. So we've had, the odd banking crisis or Signature Bank or SVB going bust, etc. And all the markets went down. Bitcoin shot up. So it's very promising to see those little roots of disconnects sort of taking afoot. And so what I'm anticipating, that when one of these catastrophes, mainly a banking crisis of some sort, kicks in, people, or even another stablecoin horror show, then Bitcoin, I think, should start disconnecting, and we should see Bitcoin sail over the SEC bollocks. And one thing which I find really interesting is when you're looking at the market caps. So the market cap of the stablecoins is absolutely fascinating. So here's Tether. Tether has never had more market cap than any time in history. It's at an all-time high with market cap at around 83 billion. But when we look at the other main ones, so USDC, it's just bleeding out. BUSD, bleeding out. DAI, bleeding out. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And Bitcoin hash rate is still trucking up. I mean, we had this big crash dump a while back, and I said it's just going to go up and down, all the way up, and yeah, looks like it's just going to continue doing that. So I personally don't understand why Tether is showing so much strength right now, whereas everything is bleeding out. We know that retail volume, trading volume is diminishing. People are just not trading. People are leaving the market in general, and it's just leaving the stronger hands. I wouldn't say the strong hands just yet, but yeah, the slightly longer term horizoned people. So yeah, hopefully we should see that Bitcoin disconnect. So it's worth having Bitcoin in your pot. So here's the other thing. Bitcoin always booms first out of a bear market. Always. Once the bull market is established, alt narratives start emerging. It could be DeFi 3.0, real world assets, or tokenized real world assets, which may be basically NFTs 2.0. But there's all sorts of narratives. Hell, we haven't even seen the proper AI crypto bullshit rally yet, which may or may not. Well, it will come at some point. But yeah, the way I gauge this personally is by looking at the ETH BTC pair. So if you have a look, here it is. 2018, what happened? It just all went. No, it's 2019. Jesus Christ! It's 'cause it's on the 4-hour chart. What an idiot! Here we go. Big crash. And we really bottomed around sort of 13th of December, early December 2018. So when we're looking at early December 2018, we had a relatively low in the ETH Bitcoin pairing. And then what happened is that Bitcoin really started emerging out of Dodge sort of April 2019. And this is when Bitcoin really started moving up, and as it was exiting, all of the bear market. So we hit those lows, had some fanning around for a bit, and then really April 2019 we started emerging. So what actually happened in April 2019? So somewhere around here we saw ETH starting to lose a whole ton of ground to Bitcoin. So obviously Bitcoin was growing a lot faster than ETH and the alts. I'm just looking at this pair because ETH really represents most of alts. And then ETH lost ground to Bitcoin for a long time, really, until about, so we got to sort of April 2021, or if you wanted to go here, maybe Jan 2021. By that time, look at this, Bitcoin had a massive run up here, and then Jan 21 basically took us to around way up here. Yeah, somewhere like that. So Bitcoin it always booms out first before alts. So that's what I mean by looking at this pair. So yeah, I'm not going to be touching alts for the foreseeable future, for the near future. And then then you need to flop over your pot into ETH and other blue chip alts once the season looks promising, as in once bull market really is in, and if the SEC threat is no longer an issue. May as well have a small percentage of the pot in smaller coins too for some potential 10x, 50x plays. Not too much, I know, put 10% of your pot in these smaller cap coins. But yeah, the reason being is that you're just doing that seesaw. So obviously if the ETH Bitcoin seesaw is favorable to Bitcoin, by the time you then flop over into ETH, you can then buy a whole lot more ETH than had you bought ETH right now. So it's just typical seesaws. Then number 5, observe the old/new supply chart. Once young and old supply starts dramatically converging, then think about starting your crypto profit taking plan, and that's a whole nother video. Obviously, don't just use this single metric. Like with trading, you should never ever have just one metric. Put brain hours in to learn others too. Pure multiple, Mayer multiple, Rodel ratio are 3 other excellent on-chain indicators to observe. So let's have a little look at some of these. So this is the young, or I call it the dumb money, smart money one. And long story short, what we're looking for is nice sideways movement of this green and red band. That normally starts nice bull markets. And whenever these start converging like we saw over here, this is basically the smart money getting out and the dumb money rushing in on false narratives. So every time you see this crossover or some sort of converging like we saw here in 2021, the market is starting to top. So when these start converging, I'm going to be somewhat itchy to get out. The Mayer multiple is another good one. It just basically shows extremes of price from this 200 DMA. That's all. But basically, when we're in the low, in the green zones, this is strong buys and then strong sells. Obviously, we never hit the the big strong sell in 2021. I do believe that bull market was cut short for a number of reasons, and loads of other on-chain metrics show that as well, which is why, I admit I was in the band camp that I thought we'd hit 100k Bitcoin, but we hit 69 and then buggered off the other way. So it was cut short, but that's the Mayer multiple. That's pretty cool. The pure multiple is good because it shows a minor stress and strain or even profits. But typically, when the pure multiple gets way overextended from this blue line, this 365-day moving average, it's again times to take some sort of profits and vice versa. And right now we're in pretty much all-time lows for extreme stress. And here's another really good one. This is the Bitcoin versus realized profits 30-day chart. So basically, whenever it's not so good for getting highs because these green bands can go on and on and on, but it's good for the lows. Whenever you see a nice chunk of red, this is normally when you're seeing the lows. So we had this in the 2012 one, the 2015 bear market, and guess what? The 2019, where everyone's capitulated, everyone's massively underwater. These red areas, it is a slightly lagging indicator, so be aware of that. But it catches those lows, and what's it showing right now? Pretty much all-time lows. So I'm happy to say, and put my name to this if that means anything, that this is the end of the bear market. We've got probably a move down to 20k now, or 22ish. And then this is pretty much the end. One more move down, and then we're golden, I believe. So these are now gifts. Any move down right now is a gift. So 6, ultimately, I'm going to start getting itchy feet and start taking money off the table when Bitcoin gets above 150k, or if total crypto market cap hits $5 to $10 trillion. And if none of them have happened by the end of 2025, I'll start phasing out regardless, as the next bear market should begin at the end of 2025. So one of the reasons I say that is because if we just get the Bitstamp one out, go to the weekly, on the log, here we go. So yes, I am a 4-year cycle dude, and Bitcoin always goes up for a year and a bit, down for a year and a bit, sideways choppiness for a year and a bit, and repeats. Obviously we're not going to get the same percentage growths, etc. So realistically, obviously I've hand drawn this little blue line across the top, but once we get above sort of 150k, I'm going to start getting a bit itchy. And how I think things are going to go is basically we've got these two massive support levels from a technical point of view and loads of fundamental reasons as well. So a move down into sort of I've been calling 25k for a bit now, so we've hit that. 22,500, so let's call it 20k, so 20 to 22 and a half. And the reason for that is basically, if we look at the lick levels, so the liquidation level, these lick levels change. Obviously, people close their trades as the market moves, obviously, but it loves hunting these big old yellow areas where levels of liquidity. So recently, one level we've been looking at for a long time is this level here. It had loads of yellow. It was over $100 billion worth of liquidity. The market basically shat into this and then bounced, but we've still got a lot of yellow below this. And if we zoom out a little bit lower, on a bigger time frame, we'll see that we've got these levels basically 22,500, and basically between 22,500 and 20 is where I think I'd personally like to really lever up into, borrow the dip, buy the dip, all the dips. So these are the targets I'm personally looking for, and other metrics which are helpful. Again, it's worth putting in the effort to learning. So one of my favorite ones is the Rodel ratio. These are good for lows and highs. So basically, when we get into the red band, it normally indicates a high. So this is one of the reasons why I didn't get, why I was expecting 100k Bitcoin, because every time I looked at the Rodel ratio, we're sort of always middle of the chart, and I was waiting for the market to move up into this area before I'd start selling. It didn't. However, it is working as a nice bottoming indicator. So basically, whenever in the green, indicates the lows, just like we did in 2016, 2019 area. And right now, I do believe this is the end of the bull market, and we're already out of this. Another one which misled me a little bit. Well, no, this is good for. This is the SSR ratio is good, but I think it's broken now. So in fact, let's not talk about that. It's broken simply because of what stablecoins are doing. So yeah, let's get rid of that. And so that's pretty much it. Sorry, 2 more charts, then I'll let you go. And this is one of the Willy Woo charts. So here's another one which indicator I was sort of looking at, which again suggested 100k. Basically, this green line at the top has. I know a lot of this, I guess, is curve fitting. You can read the below blurb about this. But this dotted green line has catched pretty much every high other than the recent high. So this at the time was indicating 100k. This all the on-chain metrics was showing 100k then dump. That's why I was in that band camp. However, this purple line has caught basically every low. It's caught the most recent ones, and also right now, if we really zoom in and on this, you can see. Zoom too much. Yeah, we've hit this and bounced off. So this is another sort of metric. And what I'll do is I'll put all these links in the description below this video if you want to have a little look-see of them. And especially this joke of a chart. This basically shows you the dollar's purchasing power against Satoshis. And it's just, yeah, people always ask me, why Bitcoin, why crypto? And this chart basically shows you, the dollar has terminal cancer against Bitcoin. Simple as that. So yeah, I hope this video has helped. Yeah, those lick levels. I'm personally looking, if we go to that last Bitcoin chart, let's go to the daily chart, get out of log. Yeah, these 2 levels I've been looking at for a while now. So I drew these, nice. So somewhere just above 25k, which we've smashed into, and then around 22,500. Again, it's just based on these lick levels. So yeah, hope that helps. Oh yeah, the questions. I forgot to go through some of the questions, as I said. Makes sense. What's your first Bitcoin level to start accumulating, or have you started now? Yep, just gone through that. I've got a little bit, I've only got 30% of the pot deployed, and that's into Bitcoin. Why not phase stables into ETH once it reaches 3 digits? It may not reach 3 digits, that's why, and also for the reasons I've explained, Bitcoin always booms first. Wouldn't this... no. You'll find that getting into Bitcoin now and getting the growth of Bitcoin, then flopping into ETH, will get you the most amount of ETH. I believe Bitcoin is in wick off with the spring coming in November. Yeah, I do believe we've got several months of slight pain and choppiness. Yeah, COVID lows by the end of this year, rising 100G in 2024. But yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, it's important to note that the bull market will be 2024, 2025. I'm pretty confident in that. I thought we were waiting for sub 10Ks. It's time to start DCAing. I literally don't share much on Twitter anymore. There's too many idiots. I put everything out in my in my community. Thanks, NZ Trader. Debt and banking crisis not real. These are minor financial market problems. The real economy is fine. Large interest payments from the public sector to private bondholders will continue to support the economy. I disagree, but that's a whole nother video. Just watch some of my other videos. The main video I would actually suggest watching is I put something out there a while back, and it's the 3 metrics. So this is, if we just go to this and then my videos, and I think it's 3 or 4 charts which show, yeah, this one here, 3 crazy charts which indicate economic disaster in 23-24. Yeah, watch that. It's worth watching. I'll just open that so I can
now here's the other thing.
Put the link in. And then yeah. Are you sure Are you sure Bitcoin is SEC proof? Well, no one can really say that. I mean, it's the most SEC proof of all the crypto out there. That's what I mean. I believe Genzo made a comment that Bitcoin is a commodity yet, but that doesn't mean it's the SEC who has determined it. Every crypto is under threat. Yeah, there's the potential chance, but who are they going to sue? You can't sue Satoshi Nakamoto. We still don't know who it is, unless Craig Wright wants to step in front of that and take those fines. But hey, yeah. Anyway, just my 2 pennies. Hope it helps, and yeah, I genuinely hope you're all doing fantastic. Bye.